moving on to our next session. The work of preserving and digitizing Sanskrit is a crucial task for our time. Sanskrit texts contain within them wisdom that our modern world desperately needs. We're blessed to have with us Saksha Sekulowska from the Sanskrit Research Institute, Auroville. The Sanskrit Research Institute was founded in 2010 by Martin Gluckman, who united computer science, Ayurveda, and the timeless beauty of Sanskrit. Today we have an international team of dedicated researchers and scholars, including Saksha, who are working together to digitize, catalog, and preserve the vast treasure of Sanskrit manuscripts. The Sanskrit Research Institute has created online tools that are used by thousands of students, scholars, and lovers of Sanskrit worldwide. Their goal is nothing less than cataloging all available Sanskrit manuscripts and creating digital tools to make them more accessible, preserving and spreading the reach of the accumulated wisdom of thousands of years. Saksha is a translator, researcher, and philosopher from Macedonia who has devoted herself to this sacred work. Her session today is titled Sanskrit Digital Tools and Cataloging. Please welcome, with our deepest respect and gratitude, Saksha Sekulowska from the Sanskrit Research Institute.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste, vanakkam, bonjour. So today the session is called Sanskrit Digital Tools and Manuscript Cataloging. First, I want to say thank you to the organizers of Auroville Literature Fest. I have to say it's a really big honor to be here with you today and to present the work which our team has been done in the past 14 to 15 years of existence. It has been a wonderful journey. And we were all so dedicated, and what connected us was love towards the Sanskrit language. Before I start with my presentation, I would just like to say a few words about the Sanskrit language, which already was mentioned actually in the morning sessions, but yeah, I would repeat it and add something like Sanskrit is not just a language, it's a living memory of one advanced civilization. It's not a language, it's actually everything, because it penetrates every aspect of human life. You can see that the vast corpus of Sanskrit manuscripts text actually includes like every aspect of human life, starting from philosophy, exact sciences, mathematics, and Jyotish. Then we have Vastu Shastra, Natya Shastra, music, even agriculture, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, everything which actually improve our life and our well-being. And that was actually our aim and our focus, to preserve and to promote the Sanskrit language and Sanskrit literature by creating online Sanskrit tools for easier learning of the language, so many people can easily, freely learn this precious language, and at the same time to digitize vast corpus of Sanskrit manuscripts, so this ancient knowledge will not be lost and we can use it to enhance our well-being. Yet we know that many of the manuscripts today are somewhere left in obscurity, so that's why our efforts were made to these manuscripts came into light. For the past 15 years we were working basically on this. We make some bridge between the field of computer science and the Sanskrit language and the literature. So today I'm excited to share with you our journey through the past 15 years. Also, I wanted just briefly to share that Sri Aurobindo has been written poetry in Sanskrit language, and also along with the mother they said that Sanskrit ought to be national language of India, and mother would say that it will be very nice, good if everyone can learn and speak Sanskrit language even inside Auroville. Also relating to this, Sri Aurobindo said that the vast corpus of Sanskrit, the great mass of Sanskrit manuscript, of Sanskrit literature is literature on human life. It means the totality of humans as they are and they aim to become. Okay, so yes, as I mentioned before, I said why is it important to preserve the Sanskrit language, that it's not just a language, it's a living library of knowledge on philosophy, science, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, spiritual traditions. So Sanskrit has over 30 million manuscripts, more than Greek and Latin combined. It was the largest written corpus in the world before the invention of the printing press, and with each passing year ancient texts deteriorate and the tradition of handwritten copying is fading away. Yes, over 30 million Sanskrit manuscripts at risk, and that's why our efforts and love towards this language to preserve and to revive this knowledge. Yeah, some of the archives are kept in private collection, they are inaccessible to researchers, and only small portion of text has been digitized. So according to Sheldon Pollock, a very prominent Indologist from Columbia University, he says that it has been estimated that over 30 million manuscripts are still extant, 8 million in Rajasthan alone, along with many hundreds of thousands of inscriptions, a mere fraction of what once must have been available. So this is very interesting. Look, if we can see, if we stacked all these manuscripts together, they would form a line across India, just to put it into perspective. And yes, our collective effort is this knowledge to be preserved and not be lost forever. Yes, so something about the Sanskrit Research Institute. As I said, we preserve and research Sanskrit text using digital technologies. This institute was founded in 2010-2011, so 14 plus years of experience. And so far we have a team of 42 volunteers from 12 countries. And what is very interesting, there are over 1.5 million users of our tools. Main areas of work. Our institute is doing digitization of Sanskrit manuscripts. We'll use AI tools for text processing, creating the largest online Sanskrit dictionary. I will share more details later. And about Sanskrit dictionary, it's an amazing project and research in Vedas, Ayurveda, astronomy, and math. So, because this session will be more technical, and I will share more also stories about us, so I can keep your attention alive. So this is our team. The founder, the executive, and the mastermind of Sanskrit Research Institute, Martin Gluckman. He is here with us today. He founded Sanskrit Research Institute. He has deep love towards the Sanskrit language, and his story is that he wanted to become a doctor, and Ayurvedic doctor, so he got in touch with Charaka Samhita, and then he found out that he really needs to learn Sanskrit language in order to become Ayurvedic practitioner. At the same time, at the age of 13 years, he received his first computer, and he was deeply in love with the computers. So these are his two biggest loves, Sanskrit language and computer science. So that's how the idea came to his mind to found the Sanskrit Research Institute. He is also a dedicated Sanskrit scholar with 5+ years postgraduate studies. He's also a musician and many, many other things. Then we have, I will just share at the moment who are our volunteers. Svetlana from Russia, also Sanskrit scholar, currently studying Indian philosophy at Rud University in Moscow. She is helping us on many levels, intellectual, academical, spiritual, emotional, on many levels. Thank you, Svetlana, so much for giving everything for our institute. And she's also helping us with organizing conferences, events, and seminars inside Auroville and abroad. Then we have Gali from France. It was very interesting. Her story is very interesting. She actually came to our institute. She is actually 30 plus years of a Natya Shastra dancer, and she knows so many Sanskrit terminology only by practicing ancient classical Indian dances. She also had deep love towards the Sanskrit language, and she helped us around 5 years already, Then we have Gauri, PhD in Sanskrit. She is from Mumbai. She is helping us remotely. Sometimes she comes visit us in Auroville. Amazing soul, amazing, beautiful woman helping and supporting our projects. And this is me, Saksha from Macedonia. My background was Western philosophy, and I will share a little bit of my story also. Like when I did my when I graduated, I spoke to my professor mentor, and I told her that I want to expand my knowledge towards Indian philosophy. And she told me, "But Saksha, you must learn Sanskrit language in order to be able to understand the main philosophical categories." And then I said, "Yes, okay." And she said, "But there's a river which doesn't have an end." And somehow I choose philosophy of Byzant at that period. But when I landed here in Auroville in 2016, I have an opportunity to meet Martin, and I was so happy that finally my love towards this language, I'm still a student, my knowledge is still limited, but I'm really dedicated and I really want to promote this beautiful language and knowledge which incorporates it. So yes, that's shortly about our volunteer. They come all from different backgrounds. We also had like software developers, we also had graphic designers, so all Sanskrit lovers. This is after the second Tamilex conference in French Institute in Pondicherry. We were visited by Russian and Chinese Sanskrit and Tamil researchers. We had a nice meeting and we discussed about some future collaborations with them. Also, Svetlana was one of the moderators during the Tamilex conference. Now, yes, I can start with our tools, which we have done so far. So we create tools to aid learning and appreciation of the Sanskrit language. Between other projects, we have done Sanskrit reference tools. Actually, I need to mention first the Sanskrit dictionary, which is used by more than 100,000 students monthly. Then we have Synonym Explorer, Sanskrit Writer, Sanskrit Archive, which is a really huge project. We have Panini Research Tool, helping students to advance in their grammar, etc., etc. I will go slowly, one after another. So Sanskrit Dictionary is the largest online dictionary. What is special about our dictionary is that we combine multiple dictionaries in one place. So we have over 975,000 unique words. It can do translation from 103 languages into Sanskrit. And also it can go through subjects. You can also search through subjects. It looks like this. If you go to our website, shri.auroville.org, you will find the Sanskrit dictionary, and the vision was simple. As we can search for answers on Google, the student here can look up the words from Sanskrit to their language. About the Sanskrit dictionary, I want to mention that we worked in collaboration with Cologne University, with Thomas Melton, a big Sanskrit dictionary project. As I mentioned, these are multiple simultaneous dictionaries, so it will give more clear meaning when the students or users of Sanskrit language will search for some word, what they are looking for. And also, as I said, specialized dictionary data for specific subjects, for example, Ayurveda or So we have indexed words from different from different dictionaries. So we have ancient, Panini's Dhatupatha, Marakosha, contemporary, Monier Williams, Apte, MacDonald, Sanskrit Heritage Dictionary, and Vedic, MacDonald's Vedic Dictionary and Vedic Index of Names and Subjects, Bloomfield's Vedic Concordance. And also you can search the words under specific subjects. We also adding further data sets, and probably the number of the words will increase after a while. So yeah, this is just to put into perspective. Oxford English Dictionary has 600,000 words, unique words, and Sanskrit Dictionary has 975, 621 unique words. From 103 languages to Sanskrit, you can type here in Devanagari or in Sanskrit alphabet transliteration, and you will get in all 103 languages. Also, what is very useful for the beginners or the Sanskrit students at the beginning when they start to learn the Sanskrit language is very important that you might face difficulties with spelling. So you might not know the exact spelling, but because of that, we enable students to type, for example, here is Gaveshana, and you can just type Gave, question mark A, where question mark represents any character. So it will pop up as multiple multiple answers. So this is very useful for beginners at Sanskrit. Because, yeah, there are more sounds than in English, and spelling can be really big challenge for the Sanskrit students. Also, grammar search is very useful for the Sanskrit students because if you search for a conjugated form, it explains the grammar and shows the definition of the word below. Because in English and other languages, you can just see the word in the dictionary and you can find the word, but in Sanskrit, here you can search for conjugated form and explains everything in detail. We also added Vedic dictionaries because we see that there is a difference in meaning between Vedic and classical Sanskrit. So it's good to see how the meaning of the words in the Vedic and then in classical Sanskrit. For example, we usually mention the example with Asura, which in Vedic it's something which is like a lord. I think it's more like accurate if we translate from Asu, like living, something existent, being, powerful, lord. And then in classical we have even anti-lord or anti-god. Yes, okay. Sanskrit synonyms. This is also very useful for the Sanskrit students because Sanskrit language is like so rich in synonyms. For me, it was like amazing to see that one object or item you can say it in many, many different words. No other language offers so many ways to name some object, and this is because Sanskrit names describe the quality of the item rather than using an abstract sound. And it's very interesting, especially for the linguists who want to know the etymology of the word. For example, deer might be called timid-hearted or twig-eater or afraid of hunters. And we have developed a tool that lets that users can explore synonyms in Sanskrit and also compare with 103 languages. As you can see here, it's not maybe so visible. Here is lion, and here we have all the synonyms of the lion. And you can see there are 89 words which represent lion. One of them means king of beasts. Then we are playing here a little bit because we put the word stand, and what was interesting was that one of the root is sta in Sanskrit. Yeah, it's here. And we have stand, we have stayati in Russian, stoyati in Macedonian, so it comes from Sanskrit sta. Then, yeah, this was also interesting. We put the word relationship. This is just to give you an example. And somehow, in Icelandic, relationship has the same meaning, like, I mean, one of the words from the Sanskrit is sambandha, and in Icelandic language they still use this word, maybe because it's an island, and usually the language is, I don't know if this is the reason, but they are left intact. Then we have Sanskrit word net. It's good tool because it teaches you definition of the word from Sanskrit to Sanskrit, there to English in Sanskrit. So it's good that you think in the terms of Sanskrit language. So it's also very, very useful for the students. You can experience all of this on our website, as I said. This is a magnificent aspect of Sanskrit, the dhatus. This is system of the roots. And we have created a tool to explore the roots and how they the words come into the language. So you can just see how from one root how many words can come out. For example, we put kuch, and then it comes kucha, kocha, kuchita, etc. Then also there is meaning of the word here, sense, and sutra number. We use here Ashtadhyayi of Panini. Yeah, here also we put play. Yeah, the word is play. And we have urt, kut, ket, gut, kurt. And the meaning, class, sense, and the number of the sutra in Panini Ashtadhyayi. We also develop a tool for reading Brahmi, because we find out that many of the scripts are written even today in a Brahmi script. So in order to make this knowledge, as I said, accessible, we thought it's necessary for some learners to put it Brahmi, also Brahmi script, so they can go through these texts. Because Brahmi, it has a huge geographical span. For example, you can find even in Tamil Nadu, some inscriptions are in Brahmi. In Thailand, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Maldives. This was not a very easy project because Brahmi is not standardized in Unicode, but somehow Martin and his team managed to make it. Why Brahmi? So yeah, as I said, many of the modern scripts of these countries are Brahmic even today, and it's in usage from Afghanistan to the Philippines from 500 BC to 600 AD. Then we have Sanskrit word frequency tool. This is also a very helpful tool for the students. Because when you learn some language, it's good to start with the words which are most commonly used. Like when the children start to learn some language, which words are used, which are more frequent, let's say. So as you can see, we make this like there is also date range: Vedic, Epic, Buddhist, Classical, and Late, and here is the rank, word, part of speech, frequency, and percentage. Actually, how often is appearing. And on the first is cha. Then we have tat, etc., etc. What is it? It's indeclinable, and how many times it's appearing, and how many at the end is not visible. How about in percentage? How many percentage? So as I said, our tools are used in more than 236 countries, and yeah, we have more than 100,000 monthly users, and here we have some statistic like which users are more dominant, like India is 52%, and then comes United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Indonesia, Japan, Australia, Germany, Italy, and France. So yeah, this is also a very important tool for students to be able to have right pronunciation of the Sanskrit words. And it looks like this. So computer can speak Sanskrit. It looks like this. You just click on the audio icon and it will give the right pronunciation of the Sanskrit language. This is already I said. OCR, Optical Character Recognition for Sanskrit. This was with collaboration with Google. This is a browser-based OCR platform, which is free from everyone. And idea is to have something that will be available to digitize the Sanskrit text, vast amount of Sanskrit text. So this is very helpful tool, and we will be able to scan many big corpus of Sanskrit manuscripts. It is free. Initially, we built our own with Tesseract. It's open source, and then we did a partnership with Google. Yeah, it supports Devanagari, transliteration, and even rare handwritten styles, uses Google AI and Tesseract for maximum accuracy, and it has 32 terabytes of text already saved. This is, I think, from Sanskrit Archive, Internet Archive, yes. Then, yeah, this is also a very helpful tool, Sanskrit Writer. There are many attempts to make the Sanskrit Writer, and it was not easy because of the way how the Devanagari letters are written. So what we did, we didn't invent anything new. We actually just used the same keyboard we have used before. This I will show you later. This also supports Devanagari and Brahmi and Ayast, and allows to quickly type the Sanskrit. So our solution was that you can type Sanskrit at the same speed. For example, you use 2 or 3 keys like subsequently, and then you will get the letter. I will show you example. So if you want to type long A, you just type hyphen and A, long A, sorry. Then you type hyphen and A. To type E, a hyphen and E. If you want to type like ta, da, we type T.A, T.HA, and it comes like this. This was also a huge project. I remember when I joined the institute, I was working on visuals. Actually, I was extracting the Panini Sutras from Ashtadhyayi, and we were putting it under every sutra. So here, unfortunately, it's not visible, but I can share my presentation with you, and you can see in details. Here it's like, and here it's more visible. You can see the actual scan of the book. It's a cropped photo from the actual book. Why is this important? So we make it like meta resource on the Ashtadhyayi with all commentaries, and we can see here. Here are the numbers of the sutra. It starts 111, 112, 113, and it starts with Vrdi. Adaich. It starts with Vrdi, which means growth and expansion, because he started, we assume that he started with this sutra because creation begins with expansion, and it grows and not from the phonetic expansion. Then you can just go and click on all of these sutras. There is also audio. You can hear how it's pronounced. And when we are to Panini, also before I joined Sanskrit Research Institute, this was in 2015, Professor Dr. Ramanath Sharma held with Martin and his team workshop in Panini. It was in Tibetan Pavilion, November 12 till 16. We know that Ramanath Sharma wrote probably one of the most important works on Panini grammar. Then we have yeah. We have also educational game, Sunday Invaders. This was an interesting idea of Martin. This is like on it's variant when if you type the correct sounds, then the outcome will be the outcome of a two letters meeting. You need to know to type the correct sound. So it's like the game which is based like on Space Invaders. Someone who was with computers maybe know what I'm referring to. It's fun, and yeah, we wanted to put it also here. Now we go to the references. This is a Digital Library of India mirror. So, Digital Library of India had archived and preserved a vast corpus of 32 terabytes of data. But I will share one story about it. One day it was switched off. So all 500,000 books were actually just gone. So what Martin did, he just mirrored it and saved this vast, let's say, number, 32 terabytes of text. And even, I think he made it better because it was able to go exactly inside the book. They were scanned, so you can go and reference the pages from the book, because before it was only, you can just see the bibliography of the works. So, yeah, this was also, again, we did it with Google as a partner. Then we go to Aufrecht portal. This is Catalogs Catalogorum from Aufrecht. It's actually work in Indology. It's very important. It's like 44,000. Sorry, it's he wrote 3 volumes spanning November 1891 to October 1903, and it has 45,000 entries in 3 volumes over 12 years, from, as I said, 1891 to 1903. He indexed manuscripts, and it was important because he was drawing these manuscripts from libraries across India and Europe also. And actually this was essential because you can locate the manuscripts, their location and details about this, and it was like how can I say, and after, because it finished 1903, then in 1935 we will have something even more major work, which is New Catalogs Catalogorum, which I will speak later about it, but it was really multi-volume project. And then we have references for students. This is very helpful for students when they start to learn, when they are in beginning or intermediate level. They need to have some reference to study and study material. So we mentioned like here Little Red Book, Vedic Grammar for Students, MacDonald Grammar, Lagusidanta Kaumudi, Whitney Grammar, and Sandra, and so on. We also create some posters, educational posters for the Sanskrit students. So let's start. We create IndoScript poster. Still, this is undeciphered characters. There are around 400 characters. We also don't know what they are, but it's very, how can I say, challenge. Not challenge, but it was like, it provoked us to put it like on a panel. And we can see that we assume that it was written from left to right because some of the characters are more inclined on the left side. And then what we did, we just grouped them into certain categories. So some are more like humanoid, some are more like bird-like, some more like fish, some look like numerals, etc., etc. And it's a really subject of debate. We can go and see actually what, and do more deep research actually what these characters mean. And this is just measured to see the measurement of the seal. It's just 2 centimeters. It's like hieroglyph. It's very small and tiny. We don't know if it was language or symbolic, or signs or symbols. So we can debate upon it. And also we have posters learning to read the Brahmi. Here are the Sanskrit vowels, and then we have Brahmi, also consonants. And as we mentioned before, Brahmi, it has spans from Afghanistan to the Philippines, and it's still present in some Asian scripts today. So there is some, you can see the correlation between Sanskrit and then Brahmi. Then we have Greek and Sanskrit. Also here, Devanagari, Greek. It's interesting to see because there are few like connections. For example, Pefte, it's 5 and it's Panchan. Patre, Peter, father. Octo, Ashtan, it's 8. Triya, 3, 3, etc., etc. Tamil and Sanskrit sounds and scripts. We also made this poster. We can see also evolution of Tamil script, how it started over the years and how it changed. You see first is Brahmic, and then at the last 300 years it's changed. Useful for Tamil and Sanskrit students. Yeah, we dive deep into Charaka Samhita, and we wanted also to show the fruits which were eaten in ancient India. This is also one of the posters. We actually collaborate with one of our volunteers. She was an amazing graphic designer from Chennai. She did it, she drew it very nicely. Not that we group these fruits, pear, charaka, saminta, according to their medicinal value, but it doesn't mean that some are more valuable than others. We want to show that Ayurveda is very important for balancing, to have a balanced diet, to balancing the doshas, to know which fruits aggravate pitta, balance vata or kapha, etc. Who are more cold, who are more estrogen, how how is their effect, and if they are cooling, if they are nourishing, strength promoting, and so forth, so on and so forth. Then we also did Sanskrit and Maldivian posters. I was also working a few of the dictionaries. I was actually checking the words and mistakes there. So I would say, I don't want to be pretentious, but I could say that looks like there is very strong connection between these two languages. It's like some Sanskrit dialect, I would say. Some of the words you can see that have completely, not all, but it's a big percentage of the words that have similarity. Anga, you can see here more detail. And we also have artifacts of the month. It's a nice poster. This was with our volunteer, Daniel from Germany. He did nice work. So over 13 million extant manuscripts, so 1,000 times those in Greek and Latin combined, and largest cultural heritage that any civilization has produced prior to the invention of the printing press. This is Dr. Petra Scharf and Dr. Heimann. And this is one of our biggest projects, Sanskrit Archive. It took us like more than 5 years to be able to make it. Idea is to give one place where we can openly explore the extant literature. So it will have broad overview of Sanskrit works, commentaries and authors, ranking based on page rank, number of manuscripts referenced. Also we categorized based on subjects. Then we have reference for digital Sanskrit works, so you can find those work scans or links, and to be integrated with public external sources, such as Pandit, so everyone can have free access. So here you are seeing 40, maybe there are not 42, but we're working on 42 volumes of new catalogs, Catalogorum. This is so 42-volume work, over 85 years of work. It started with Dr. Raghavan in 1935 and was completed by Dr. Sinuruda Das in 2019. And also we were visited by Dr. Das in our office when we were doing the cataloging of the, and also tagging of the Sanskrit manuscripts. So there are around 1,000 catalogs and 500 books are reference. We took example of Brahma Sutra because it has 52 pages with almost 400 commentaries. It's commentaries, then commentary on commentary on commentary, etc., etc. And it has 165,000 entries in 42 volumes, in 14,000 pages, 123,000 works, and 30,000 authors. This is amazing work because all these Sanskrit scholars from Madras University were assessing and asking people, private libraries, private collections and public places, libraries, they were asking them to collect this manuscript, to make this index and catalogs of Sanskrit works, and they did this brilliant work. So it looks like this. If you go to our website, you will find how it looks. I think that, yeah, here is the ranking of the most referenced text. The Bhagavata was on the first place, which means that this is the most referenced work, and I think it has the biggest number of entries. Samhita, South Asian Manuscript Histories and Textual Archive. We wanted to actually expand our work of Sanskrit manuscripts, not only in India, but outside of India, because we found that there are, you see, manuscripts on Sanskrit text outside of India, even better preserved. Look in Sweden. So this is around 1,000 manuscript catalogs from NCC, Samhita and Shri. We are currently working to index and map catalogs and manuscripts outside of India, and this was project we were working here together with Sudha Gopalakrishna from India International Center. Then, yeah, NCC browser and tagger, shortly I will explain because it's really technical, but this is one of our volunteers, Dinesh Padisetti, currently in Texas, America, great mathematician who managed to do this work, software work, for 1 or 2 weeks. He came to our institute and did this brilliant work. So you can see all 42 volumes of New Catalogs Catalogorum, put it like under volume, page, column, entry, headword, and the explanation, what the entry is, what language is, could be also Pali and Prakriti. Then we have entry type, if it's commentary work or author. Then we have subject, we have more than 100 subjects. Then we have subtopic, if there is subtopic, and mother text, which means that we did cross-reference of the, for example, in this case we have a commentary, Amshatarya Vichara, and then the mother text, this is commentary on Bhatta Dipika. So when you put a mother text, this is the entry number of the mother text. When you click here, it will give you the mother text, which this commentary was written to. Then this is our team, this is our old office. It's me, Gali, and Gauri online. We are tagging. Here we want to show you how it looks. These are the subjects we were creating by ourselves. So whenever we find some headword, is it author, commentary, or work, we use subjects which was explained into the entry box. And here you can see we have 103 subjects. There are so many. I mean, the knowledge is just amazing. From Mimamsa, Jyotisha, Shaiva, Vishnu, Buddhism, Kashmir Shaivism, Vedas, Grahya, then we have Chaityanism, Nirukta, Hymn, Baudhanya Sutras, Purana, etc., etc. This is also very helpful. Geo and chrono tagging, the Sanskrit literature, we actually tagged where the current Sanskrit manuscripts are located. So the purple color is where the works are, authors are yellow, and commentaries are brownish black color. So, yeah, visually explore Sanskrit literature and its authors, and team of 3, me, Gauri, and Gali were working on this. So we were visited a few times by Satdeep from Wikimedia Foundation. Honestly, we were not happy with some how can I say, some articles published on Wikipedia from their level of, how can I say, accuracy when there was about the Indian knowledge system. So what we did, we invite Sandeep from Wikimedia, and he came to our office and he trained some of our volunteers how to write articles using our data, which we already gained by our research work. So this was, we are still in touch with him, and in the next panel you can see which of our, actually here you can see, yeah, which articles we have been written. Rudryamala, Katantra, Lagu Shabden Dushekhara, Shastra Dipika, and Sarasvata Prakriya. And here you can see there are entry number, volume, page, column, and then this is like a spreadsheet, and we put the articles, Wikipedia articles here. This is just to, yeah, to see. Yeah, so also this year he visited us. We discussed further collaboration, so we can create Wikipedia articles with metadata research, which we have already done using 42 volumes of NCC and CSSS, which I speak a little bit later. We also have a statistic of new catalogs, Catalogorum. You can see basic statistic here, total number of rows and number of volumes, total pages. If you want to check entry type statistic, it's here. Sorry, work. How many works are there? 76% are all in works. How many authors? 18% authors. Commentaries, 3%. We also have not sure. When we were not sure, we were asking Professor Dash to help us. And then we have subject statistic. For example, Jainism has around 12%, Buddhism 9%, and so on and so forth. Yeah, these are most significant Sanskrit works. Significant in a way that they have been most referenced, not that they are better than the others. So on first place is Bhagavata, Brahma Sutra, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya, and you can go through these are the top 30. Yeah, and plus we add one more feature to this tagging work. It's info tagging. So when we tagged certain entry, if it's an author commentary and under certain subject, we also add info about that work. So we give the Wikipedia link and short description of the work. We also put like year, if it's author year when he was born earliest, if we know, and when he died, if we know, if it's a book when it was written, later, earliest and latest. And here are the cognates, so you can geotag where the manuscripts or book was firstly written, so you can find it if we know, of course. So this is how Sanskrit archive shall look like. You can browse by subject, by title, by author, significant words, and also you can just click and go to the actual scan of the book and do more deep research. So this is CESS. It's actually, CESS stands for Census of Exact Sanskrit Manuscripts. This is a work of 5 volumes of David Pingree. And he also gave amazing alphabetical index of available. He gave the authors only. I was working on this project, and because you know in the past when there was no digitization, the problem is because the old way it's very static. So when we have new information coming to the subsequent volumes. Now with the digitization, it's much more easier because you can put the updates in the all the updates which were in the previous or the next volumes in the database. You can just put. So it was really needed to digitize CSSS. It gives us lots of knowledge in exact Sanskrit manuscripts, sciences which are astrology, mathematics, and astronomy. And this carried more than a decade and a half, and also collaboration with University of Canterbury. This person is Satya. He's digitizing. I think it took 1 week. We just went with scanner. He scanned the books, so after we can digitize. So it was a team of motivated Indologists. I will just share their names. So Martin Gluckman from Sanskrit Research Institute, Auroville, Dr. Anuj Mishra from Department of Cross-Cultural and Regional Studies, University of Copenhagen, Dr. Clemency Montelier, Professor of Mathematics at the University of Canterbury, New Zealand, then Dr. Kim Plofker, Professor of Mathematics at Union College, USA, New York, Dr. Ramasubramanian, Professor of Sanskrit Exact Sciences, IIT Bombay, India, and Dr. Dominique Wyastuk, Professor of South Asian Studies, University of Alberta, Canada. Samudara project, it's also very important. This is with Leipzig University collaboration. Because it's important because it will get accurate transcription of manuscripts. For example, we have thousands of manuscripts that have been transcribed, and now we are training the computer so it can recognize these archaic scripts, so they can also come to the light. This is Martin Gluckman, the founder of Sanskrit Research Institute. He is giving lecture on Sanskrit at the University of Cape Town, 14 August 2019. He also did First People Dictionary, Khoekhoe or Khoisan language, right? I was also working a little bit on this project. Then, our key achievements shortly. So we catalog 42 volumes of new catalogs, Catalogorum, work which is 85 years long. We scanned and processed over 500,000 books and documents. Our tools are used in 236 countries and territories. Conducted 100+ seminars and workshops on Sanskrit, collaborative projects with scholars and organizations from USA, Europe, and India, and created the world's first interactive map of Sanskrit manuscripts. So we are a bridge between ancient knowledge and future technologies. And here we are. This is Daniel, who was working on Sanskrit and Maldivian, and he also did very beautiful recent project on spoken Sanskrit. He was doing some posters. Gali. The dancer, we have elderly, lovely Reiki healer from South Africa, René, Anne from Germany, me and Martin. And I'm finishing soon. So we actually were host of 7th International Sanskrit and Computational Linguistics Symposium here in Unity Pavilion. It was in February 2024. So we have around 90 delegates from 12 different countries, and they are all leading Indologists, students and professors. What was very beautiful, because we also exposed them to the magnificence of Auroville. We showed them what means to be focused and concentrated in Mantri Mandir. We also showed the beauty of the food, of the balanced way of living, community living, and many, many things. We also did short documentary about this. It's just 12 minutes documentary, and if you have opportunity, please watch it. It's beautiful documentary. We did it with Alessandra Silver and Gustavo. They make a beautiful, let's say, presentation of what was happening here in Unity Pavilion, the cultural program, and also the. It is very beautiful and spontaneous. You shall watch it. Then this year, this is Martin with Professor McComas. We were also present at the 9th World Sanskrit Conference in Kathmandu, Nepal, from 26 to 30 June, and there were over 1,200 scholars here, and focus was Sanskrit heritage in literature, philosophy, and digital humanities. And also, we are working on short documentary for this conference, and shall be released any day at the end of this month. And most recent conference we had, this is me. This is international conference on Sanskrit philosophical text. It was very interesting because we would discuss problem of reading and interpretation and translation. So this was co-organized with Rudin University of Moscow and Savitrabai Pune University. It was in hybrid format, online and on-site. Here, this is in Unity Pavilion. We actively participated. Me and Svetlana also had amazing topic. She was talking about the Chidambaram, and my topic was Indian ontology and the dynamics of the three gunas. And from the lenses from Sri Aurobindo evolutionary approach, and I wanted to reconcile the Sanskrit Indian philosophical thoughts with today modern cosmology. It's very interesting work. If you want, I can share with you. And yeah, basically this is it. Shortly, as short as I can. I know it was more technical, so I was just trying to keep your attention. If you want to reach us, you can write on shri@auroville.org. This is our email. We also have YouTube channel, Sanskrit Research Institute, and we also you can also check our projects on shri.auroville.org. Thank you so much, and it was my pleasure to be today with you here.